A falling apple, a spark of curiosity, a force that binds the universe. That's how the story goes. Sir Isaac Newton watches an apple drop from a tree, and with that simple observation, he changes the world, introducing a force that pulls everything together: gravity. For centuries, we believed it to be an invisible tether, a mysterious pull that kept our feet on the ground, the moon in orbit, and the planets circling the sun. But then, something strange happened. Centuries later, another mind, Albert Einstein, asked a deeper question. What if gravity isn't a force at all? What if everything we thought we knew was an illusion? And in the fabric of space and time, he found an answer that shattered everything. This is the story of how gravity went from a force to a curvature of reality itself. In 1687, Isaac Newton published Principia Mathematica, one of the most important works in the history of science. In it, he described the law of universal gravitation. Every mass attracts every other mass with a force proportional to their masses and inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them. It worked beautifully. With this equation, you could predict the motion of falling apples, cannonballs, and even planets. It explained tides, orbits, and eclipses. It gave rise to a clockwork universe where everything obeyed precise, predictable rules. Gravity, according to Newton, was a force that acted at a distance, instantaneously. But there was a problem. What was this force? How could it act across empty space? Why did it work? Newton couldn't say, and for centuries, no one could. Then, in the early 20th century, a quiet man in a Swiss patent office reimagined gravity from the ground up. Albert Einstein didn't just think outside the box, he questioned the box itself. In 1905, he published his special theory of relativity, showing that space and time are not separate entities, but part of a unified fabric, space-time. But special relativity couldn't explain gravity. So Einstein kept thinking. He asked a deceptively simple question. If you're in a sealed elevator in deep space and you feel the floor pressing against your feet, how do you know if you're accelerating or standing on Earth? This thought experiment became known as the equivalence principle. It states that acceleration and gravity are indistinguishable. It led Einstein to a stunning realization. Gravity isn't a force pulling you down. It's the illusion of force caused by moving through curved space-time. Just like a marble rolls along a bent surface, planets and light follow the curves of space and time. In 1915, Einstein unveiled his masterpiece, the general theory of relativity. And gravity would never be the same. In Einstein's universe, gravity isn't a force. It's a feature of geometry. Mass and energy tell space-time how to curve, and curved space-time tells objects how to move. Picture a rubber sheet. Place a bowling ball in the center. The sheet warps. Now roll a marble nearby. It curves toward the ball, not because it's being pulled by a force, but because it's following the shortest path through a curved surface. This is called a geodesic, the straightest possible line in a curved space. Earth orbits the sun not because it's being pulled, but because it's falling freely through space-time, following the curvature created by the sun's mass. Even light, which always travels in straight lines, bends near massive objects because those straight lines themselves are warped. This idea was proven in 1919 when astronomers observed starlight bending around the sun during a solar eclipse, a moment that made Einstein a global icon. Gravity had become not a force, but a warping of the stage on which the universe plays out. So, if gravity isn't a force, why do we feel it? Why do apples fall? Why do we stay grounded? Here's the twist. You're not being pulled down by Earth. You're being pushed up by the ground beneath your feet. In Einstein's view, objects in free fall are actually moving naturally, unaccelerated, through curved space-time. The reason you feel weight is because the Earth's surface is preventing you from falling. Astronauts in orbit aren't weightless because there's no gravity. They're weightless because they're in constant free fall, falling around the Earth. Gravity isn't acting on them. They're just following the curve. This is the great illusion. Gravity feels like a force, but it's really the absence of force. It's resistance to the natural motion dictated by space-time. It's not that we fall because we're pulled. We fall because space and time are telling us where to go. Einstein's vision of gravity doesn't just explain apples and planets. It explains the universe itself. General relativity tells us that the universe is expanding, a concept confirmed by Edwin Hubble. It describes the interiors of black holes, where space-time curves infinitely. It even predicts the presence of gravitational waves, ripples in space-time caused by massive cosmic collisions, confirmed in 2015 by LIGO. The deeper we look, the more we find that gravity is woven into the structure of everything. Time runs slower near massive objects. GPS satellites must account for relativistic effects. Galaxies curve space on a scale so vast, they act as gravitational lenses, bending light from distant objects behind them. We are not floating through an empty void. We are embedded in a cosmic fabric, warped, stretched, and curved by everything from stars to atoms. Gravity isn't a force in the traditional sense. It's the architecture of reality. But even the most elegant theories can run into problems. Einstein's theory of gravity is continuous, smooth, and geometric. Quantum mechanics, on the other hand, is chaotic and probabilistic. It describes reality in terms of particles, not curves, tiny packets of energy called quanta. And here's the issue. When you try to combine quantum theory with general relativity to describe gravity at the tiniest scales, the math breaks down. Gravity stubbornly refuses to be quantized. Physicists have searched for a graviton, the hypothetical particle that would carry gravity as a quantum force, but so far, no trace. The search continues in theories like string theory, loop quantum gravity, and ideas that suggest space-time itself may emerge from deeper quantum information. And yet, despite all this, general relativity remains one of the most successful theories ever created. A theory that says gravity is not a force. It's the illusion of motion through warped geometry. Even if you never leave the planet, you live in Einstein's universe. Your phone's GPS system? It adjusts for time dilation caused by Earth's gravity. Your sense of weight? It's your body resisting the natural path through curved space-time. Tides, orbits, even the shape of Earth's surface, all influenced by the warping of space and time. Every moment of your life is spent moving along geodesics, paths dictated not by force, but by curvature. And that curvature defines the structure of galaxies, the collapse of stars, the expansion of space, and the ticking of every clock. You are not being held down. You are being guided by the contours of the universe itself. Gravity is not a force pulling you to the floor. The floor is simply in your way. So is gravity real? Absolutely. It shapes the cosmos. It sculpts the stars. It orchestrates the dance of galaxies and cradles our every step. But what we call force is something deeper, something stranger. Gravity isn't a thing pulling on objects. It's the illusion of force created by the geometry of space-time. It's not what you feel. It's what happens when you move through a universe that's anything but flat. The apple didn't fall because it was pulled. It followed a path through a curved reality, a path written into the fabric of space itself. And with every step, every orbit, every falling leaf, we are all moving along those same invisible lines.